Hello from San Antonio, this is Siren. Welcome back to another Pick a Card reading, Your Life Purpose. This reading is timeless, and for this reading there are 4 different piles to choose from. This is pile 1, this is pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. Make your selection. If you chose pile 1, here is your reading. Four of Pentacles, King of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Three of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Four of Swords. I'm seeing strong leadership here. Strength, Leo. The Leo and Aquarius axis. The most creative axis in Western astrology. 4 is the number of Aquarius. Death, Scorpio. Another fixed sign. So with the fixed modality, that's Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, there's not necessarily as strong an emphasis on authority or leadership as the cardinal modality, which is Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, Aries. It's a different kind of leadership. It's someone who is very organized and structured. Six of Pentacles. Trust. Your life purpose is getting to this place of stability and organization, this place where you're able to trust yourself so that you can inspire trust in others. That's the overall summation. The ability to inspire trust in others. This could be in the field of psychology, therapy, counseling. What I'm really picking up here is someone who has overcome a lot in life, someone who has struggled with psychological pain, depression possibly. Maybe in your childhood there was some kind of trauma, or there just wasn't a lot of stability. You didn't know who you could rely on. You didn't know who you could trust. And so eventually you had to establish trust in yourself. You had to find the stability in yourself because the world around you was just chaos. And so if you do get into the field of psychology, which that's vast, that's a generalization. There are all kinds of facets and different components to that. But if your life calling, if your destiny is to help other people with psychological issues, what I see for pile 1 is that what you bring to the table is not just your education, your degree that you fought very hard to get, but it's your life experience, because you've had more than your fair share of really challenging relationships. So you're an overcomer. You have a very soothing voice. People hear you, they know that they can trust you, they can open up to you. You could have Venus moon. That just jumped out at me because 6 is the number of Venus. So you could have a Libra or Taurus moon, or your Venus could aspect your moon. It could be the conjunction, opposition, trine, sextile, square. You probably have a lot of squares in your natal chart. You could have the grand fixed cross. I have the grand mutable cross. So the grand fixed cross, as I said earlier, that would involve the fixed modality, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. But with this King of Swords and the Knight of Swords, you're able to convey information with authority. So you could also take all the pain, all the struggle of your life and put it into books that help people. You could have a strong social presence. You could have a platform. But when people hear your story, they're inspired. They're inspired that you had to deal with so much pain, so much suffering, and you came to a place of stability in your life and success, triumph. You are going to achieve financial reward, but your focus is not on the money. Your focus is not on the status quo. Your heart and soul are in this. So I'm seeing therapy, possibly counseling, books. I just see you being able to soothe people and inspire people. So that's what I have for pile 1. If that resonates, please let me know. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. Muchas gracias. And if you chose pile 2, the Devil, 3 of Wands, my voice sounds weird. It's the damn allergies. The allergies are terrible in San Antonio. The Hermit, Fortitude, so that's strength. Virgo, Leo, Capricorn, Ace of Swords, Queen of Wands, the Sun, Page of Wands, 2 of Cups, 8 of Swords, 3 of Swords, Page of Cups. Taking risk. I see you taking a lot of emotional risk in your life when you were younger, 20s, maybe even into your 30s. I see a lot of volatile relationships, a lot of confusion around relationships. There possibly at some point could have been a really intense third party situation. But what I get here is that all of this drama and conflict, it fuels your art. I'm seeing music, but there could also be art. Visual art, painting, collages. I'm seeing a life that has been driven by relationships. Okay, this is not the energy of someone who just made the obvious safe choices. You graduate high school, you go to college, after 4 years you get some degree, and then you go on to be a teacher, or you go on to law school and you become a lawyer or an accountant or whatever. I'm not really seeing college here. Of course, that's not going to resonate with everyone. That's impossible. But I'm seeing someone who just forged your own path. You didn't trust your parents or those around you in authority to create a path for you. You did it your way, whatever that means. You didn't take the prescribed path. You could have left home at an early age and moved to another country. You could have been involved with someone a few years older than you when you were in your late teens, early 20s, and you changed residence because of this person, because of this relationship. I'm also seeing here someone who just takes off for New York or LA to become an actor, something similar. But I see you following your heart, following your passion, being very restless, easily bored, and you really have no desire for a quote-unquote normal status quo life. There's a lot of seeking here, a lot of truth seeking, a lot of spirituality with the Hermit. And I'm seeing Sagittarius, Queen of Wands, that's fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but I'm getting strong Sagittarius vibes here. It could be that you came from a really strict religious upbringing and you chose early on to liberate yourself. You rejected the truths that you were taught and you found your own truth. You're constantly seeking your truth. This is really artistic. Visual art, music, could be acting, could be writing. You could write songs, you could be a singer, you could play the guitar, play the piano. But there is so much energy here. A lot of fire, a lot of water. And with that, with fire and water, say for one example, say that you have Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Pisces. You're going to be more emotional, more dramatic than the average person. You're going to be compelled to take more risk. You would be really bored. You would be miserable following a path that someone just set out for you. You've got to do it in your own time, in your own way. You could have struggled with addiction at some point. And I'm seeing that writer and musician, Mishka Shabali. He actually has the same birthday as me. Excuse me, February 17th. Mishka Shabali. So he wrote this memoir on how he overcame alcoholism and drug addiction by running. And so now I think he's a vegan. He's a vegan and he runs, you know, marathons. But he's written several books and he has music. And I'm seeing a similar energy here where your energy is so intense, you have to have some kind of physical outlet, probably, like running or dancing or hiking. Travel is important. Relationships are important. And you're driven by your art. So you could inspire people, similar to pile 1. You could inspire people with books, writing down your truth, what led you to this path. But for pile 1, I saw counseling, therapy. It was a lot more sedate. I'm not seeing counseling or therapy here. I'm seeing you inspiring other people with your art, your music, your writing. But I don't see you in an office kind of setting. You're a free agent. So your life purpose is to live your truth, live it loudly, live it bold, express yourself. Show other people by example that it's okay to express yourself. Express all of your colors. Go beyond the black and the white. So that's what I have for pile 2. If that resonates, please let me know. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. Muchas gracias. If you chose pile 3, here is your reading. 6 of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune. 9 of Pentacles. Four of Swords. Page of Swords. The World. Six of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. Page of Pentacles. Two of Wands. 5 of Cups. 10 of Wands. Release. Your life purpose is to release yourself. Liberate yourself. I feel like you've been overshadowed by large personalities in your life. It could be that you came from a family of overachievers, type A personalities. It could be that your parents had a lot of expectations for you. They were very strict, overbearing, domineering. You were expected to be a certain way, and if you deviated from that, you were judged, possibly ostracized. And you could have taken that dynamic into your adult relationships, your romantic sexual relationships. I'm seeing someone just placed in a box, a very restricting box, and there is a label. And it could be you've been fighting that box and that label for quite some time. I'm just seeing a lot of restriction and giving your power away to other people, not going in deep, assessing yourself and saying, no, this is who I am actually, and this is what I want. Taking your power back. not being enslaved by other people's expectations. It could be you feel that you've had more than your fair share of karma to work through. You may wonder sometimes, what in the hell did I do in a previous life to wake up to this? It's a lot of pressure, a lot of grief. You know, there are so many losses that we can suffer through on this planet. It's not just when someone dies, that's obvious. Someone dies, you bury a family member, a loved one, and you grieve the loss of that person. There are all kinds of little deaths that happen throughout a lifetime, all kinds of little losses that start to add up. And that's what I'm seeing here, especially at ending on 10 of Wands. You could have really strong Saturn in your natal chart, and Saturn is the Lord of Karma. So you could have Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, and or Mercury. You could have a lot of stuff in the 10th house. You could have a Saturn that makes a lot of aspects, which I can relate to that because I have a lot of stuff in Capricorn, and my Saturn is in the 10th house, and my Saturn is on my grand mutable cross. It aspects my moon, my Mercury, my Neptune. So you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. You could be an enabler. You could be in a relationship with an addict. And you feel like you have to just, I don't know, stay in something that doesn't feel very good, stay in something that feels unhealthy, that seems karmic. You feel like you owe this person something. The message I'm getting here is that you've got to extricate yourself from these karmic kind of relationships and stand on your own and figure out exactly who you are and what you want. Figure out your worth, your value. Your life purpose is to free yourself from this bondage. Find your terra firma, your piece of solid ground, your peace. Find the peace that surpasses all understanding. I see so much melancholy, so much sadness. So if this is your story, if this does speak to you, I can tell you what has mostly worked for me. My life is far from perfect. The work never ends when you've got strong Saturn in your natal chart. And that's just a reality. But this is what has worked for me. 4 of Swords. Closing my eyes, breathing in, breathing out consistently, doing the meditation, guided meditations, binaural beats, intense self-care. Like I say often, I've been in hermit mode for almost 4 years, and it has been very much needed. I have needed this break from relationships, and I see no end in sight, and I'm not freaking out over that. I'm very happy to be in 4 of Swords and 9 of Pentacles. I look in the mirror, the compact mirror, and I affirm myself. It may seem cheesy, but there have been videos. Videos have been created on the transformation you'll see in your life from doing that one thing alone. Books have been written on the mirror method. It's very simple. You just look in a mirror and you affirm yourself. You express love to yourself consistently. So you get to a point in your life when you have heavy Saturn where you say, okay, I don't know what I did in previous lifetimes, but I am fairly certain that I have worked out those debts in this lifetime. I have shown up. I have had integrity with my word. I have lived and loved to the best of my ability. and I'm not going to carry this bullshit any further. Doesn't matter if it's from a past life, if it's from your ancestry. We choose what we choose, and I choose liberation. I choose not to be in bondage, and you can make that same choice. So that's what I have for pile 3. If that resonates, please let me know. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. Muchas gracias. And if you chose pile 4, we have 6 of Swords, Mercury, Aquarius, 5 of Cups, Mars, Scorpio, Nine of Wands, the Last Judgment, so 2 Sagittarius cards, the High Priestess, the Emperor, 7 of Wands, 10 of Wands. I see you helping those who are weaker than you, those who can't help themselves. I'm seeing a really strong personality. Someone who is fearless, someone who knows exactly who they are and what they want. You have a voice for those who can't speak, is what I'm saying. 4 of Cups. You're very hard on yourself, but so many people look up to you. You have no idea how much you inspire people. 5 of Wands. 2 of Swords. Knight of Wands. Community. You could be harsh at times. You could come across very blunt, very insensitive. You're just very, very strong. You're very strong in how you present yourself. You could have really strong opinions. I'm seeing black and white. So you're pretty rigid in how you see the world, and you're pretty rigid in your expectations. You're not lazy. You're not dishonest. So you expect those around you to be ambitious and high functioning and competent and honest. But you also have a huge heart, and that's not evident to everyone around you. So what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing Morgan Freeman in that movie from the 80s, Lean on Me, where he goes into that high school. It's based on a true story. And I forget if the high school was in LA. I don't know, but it was in really bad shape. And he goes in and he cleans it up. And he was a badass. You know, he did not play. He was very tough. But he absolutely saved that school, and he transformed lives. And that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing you having this very structured way about you. You're very structured, you're very organized, you're very clear on how things need to go. Very competent, very high functioning. And so I can see you going into a community. It could be a school, it could be a prison, it could be a rehab facility, and you take charge and you make things better and you absolutely change lives. Strong leadership. I'm seeing Mars and Aries. You could have, excuse me, you could have Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, and a Mercury. You could have a Mars that makes a lot of aspects. I'm seeing a lot of difficulty in your personal relationships. And you know, you see that a lot in people who have these really bright destinies. People who accomplish a lot in this lifetime, a lot of times their relationships suffer because they're so focused on making these changes. They put their heart and soul into their vocation, their career. You could get lucky later in life, you know, 30s, 40s, maybe. And you could find a partner who's on the same page, someone who's in sync, someone that you actually work with, and you work together, you have this mission. But in your early years, in your 20s and possibly your early 30s, I see you struggling with personal relationships. It could be that you've been married and divorced a couple of times, but you're very driven and you're just larger than life. I'm seeing this big personality. You're not average. You're not the kind of person who's going to be content to just get married out of college and have a couple of kids and just be a consumer, you know, where you have your house in the subdivision and you have your television shows and you have the block parties, the block barbecues, whatever. You go to Disney World once a year. There is such purpose to Pile 4. It's your destiny. Your destiny is to be put in this position of power, authority, leadership. And you may fight it. You may resist it at first. But then when you become aligned with your destiny, it just brightens up the world around you. This is the energy of someone who definitely makes a change in the world. Someone who could be in the history books. So that's what I have for Pile 4. And that does conclude this pick a card reading. Thank you all so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. Sending you all massive love and light from San Antonio.